What brand is this? Chinyo. I'm not sure if it's supposed to take an H95 key, but it certainly fit and it certainly opened the lock, so we'll just say thank you. This is a Taj Mahal mini crane, and by mini I mean it's not like 12 stories tall and one city block wide like the other one over there. They're saying the clock coil doesn't work. And this game's fairly new, so it should be under warranty, or I'm hoping it's under warranty. Let me put it that way. They did try to meter the coil. They said they had it set to tone, but they got no beep. Tone is not really the best way to test this. What we need to check is actual ohms. So we're looking for more than just open circuit, closed circuit, which is what you're going to get with tone. So I'm going to grab the meter and I'm going to meter wherever this cable ends up, whatever terminals it goes to. I'm going to probe and measure resistance in ohms. Interesting discovery. I went to take a peek in here and our claw solenoid coil is not currently plugged into anything. It should probably go here, these two terminals. Again, I don't know which terminal red goes on to and which terminal black goes on to, because I've never seen this before, right? We've never really been in here. This is a new game for us. What we could do though, since this is a Smart Industries brand, we can go to another Smart Industries claw game and check the wiring against that. Well, that is not awesome. We are probed up and we're getting 1.6 and some change mega ohms. That's incredibly high. What we're gonna do, we're gonna remove our solenoid by removing these two screws here at the cap. I'm gonna need both hands real quick though. The lighting right now is not ideal. This is in the shadows. We're gonna pop our retainer out. Wow, that's a big claw, or pardon me, a big coil. Let's see if we can manipulate the wires. Yeah, our reading is changing. So I'm wondering, somewhere we've got a bad wire connection. Perhaps we can doctor that up and buy us enough time to get a new coil and cable assembly. So we can reasonably assume that this break in the wire is somewhere right here at the top of the coil. I had it down to like 3 ohms, 10 ohms, something like that, for just a brief second. So let's go into the workshop where we've got a little more light. So really what we're going to do, we're going to cut our zip tie, we're going to slide our little bushing back, we'll start peeling back some of the tape, and looking for some visual damage. Probably what I'm going to do, just cut it like right here, and then desolder and resolder, and that should buy us at least enough run time to where we can order a new assembly. So let's see what we can do here, huh? Hold on, I need to find my wire cutters first. They're not on the wall. Well, the good news is I keep a backup pair in my toolbox right around the corner, so yeah. Oh no! Hold on. We are precariously placed on some wobbly boxes here as a stand. And it's not working. This is a little interesting. We have the cable that comes in here. And it looks like we have some kind of a joint here. Solder connection joint, something. this wire is red right here, but it's white up here. This one's white also. So yeah, I don't know what's going on under this little piece of tape, but definitely right here, my money's on that being our problem. So let's see if we can carefully cut our heat shrink sleeve back and see what's underneath. I had to flip it around because I'm a lefty, and yeah. So what we have, if I can keep you in the frame, is extra sleeve. This is extra insulation, like extra heat shrink on the wires through here. That's good. I think that'll provide a little more protection. Unfortunately, I don't feel like they went far enough because the wire broke right here, our white wire. She's a goner. But the good news is we can probably cut this and patch it, splice it somehow in a way that will allow us to run this coil again, get our game back up and running, and making some money before we have to wait for like a whole week for another clock coil to come in. I didn't have one in stock. Like I said earlier, this game is still pretty new to us. We have a lot of other Smart Industry cranes, but none of the clock coils for those other games fit in this one. They are different dimensions. Yeah, apologies for not getting the entire thing on video. The problem is that I don't have a suitable way to keep the camera steady while I'm yammering. But we've cut the brake, we've spliced it back, we've got fresh wire exposed. What I think I'm gonna do is solder shrink sleeve on this, and I'm definitely gonna probe up on this end of the white wire and that end of the white wire, and just guarantee that we don't have any more breaks in the wire before we proceed. Yeah, that would be kind of a bummer if we did all this work to discover there was a second break in the wire somewhere. This is good. 0.3 ohms is simply the resistance of the meter leads themselves. So, or 0.2, and then we're adding 0.1 ohms of resistance through this cable. So we're doing good. We're good here. I know. Cheap, made in China stuff, but they work. I started using these a little while ago. I've been pretty happy with the results, but we're going to take one of these little solder band heat shrink sleeves and we're going to put it in there, and then we're going to gaff tape over everything again and just slam this guy back in, order a new coil, and move on to the next thing. Let's check this thing out while we're here. This came in the other day. I had just enough time to take it out of the box and kind of put it together. This is a solder and desolder station. It has like a little vacuum, and it'll like suck the solder right off your board. I'm really itching to try this thing, but it's not going to really work for our heat shrink solder project here. But instead, we're gonna grab our little electronics heat gun instead. Well, sorry Dave. Thank you guys for the gift. Really appreciate it. This thing is super fancy looking. And when I get a chance to use it, we'll definitely make a video about it. Looks like our solder melted, so we're gonna probe up on the leads on the other end and get a resistance through the coil. That looks pretty good. That's about what I would expect to see. I was kind of guessing anywhere between 10 and 25-30 ohms for this coil, so 14.5 seems pretty darn good. So now we get to wrap it all back up and slam it back in the crane and make sure we don't have anything else that's out there that has a problem, like maybe a blown fuse on a circuit board or something like that. What an unfortunate turn of events. I'm willing to bet we've got a break in our red wire also. So I cut it here, and I cut it the same spot I cut the white wire, and then I metered our red lead here to where it plugs into the gantry. And I was getting crazy high resistance, and so I just kind of got frustrated. Like, you know, I know there's a break somewhere in here, right? And so I just yanked on the wire and pulled it out of its jacket. It has been disrobed, and the second broken wire has been found. Alright, we've got her trimmed back. What we can do, we can do another solder shrink right here, and we can take all of this loop and loop it up around the top here. It should be okay. There is a significant amount of gap here between the top of the coil and the cap, so we should have room if we want to tuck up some of this extra wiring up there. Oh wait, no, this doesn't feel awesome either. Okay, change of plans again. We're gonna cut our white wire right there too, and then just we're gonna have to bring in 2 more solder shrinks. That's okay, not a problem, we'll get it done. Okay, attempt number 2. We are good, we're golden. Now we're gonna tape it back up and slam it back in the claw. Yeah, back in. Now we get to hang it back up. So I got our wiring matched up. I took a look at another one of the smart cranes, so I know that it is correct. So it looks like on this main board we've got 2 fuses. There's one up here and one here. I've got the game switched off down here. We're gonna have to test those fuses. This is where beep is going to be our good friend. That one's good. Please. Very precarious spot. That one's good. Alright, so both of our fuses are good. Let's go ahead and switch the game on. Return home. Claw down, claw up. We're ready to play. Let's go ahead and hit free play button 1 time. And the claw closed. We're good. We're done. So what's the moral of the story today? Just because it's new doesn't mean it's good.